It's frustrating, right? Because gold and silver were supposed to protect us. It was supposed to be our life raft, supposed to be how we found some more safety and security during these tough economic times. And it's frustrating because right now it feels like it's not doing its job. And we are mad, frustrated, angry, maybe even a little sad. We get news yesterday that inflation is at 40-year highs. 40-year highs. Gold and silver are in the dumps. What the heck is going on? We're going to talk about this gold and silver and its ability to protect us. We're going to talk about these huge inflation numbers that were astounding, right? We know. Are you feeling the pinch? When you go to the grocery store, when you go to the gas station, when you go out to eat, if you even dare to do that, are you just like flabbergasted with the prices that we're forced to pay right now? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about some other facts about the U.S. economy. And look, guys, they're not pretty. If you're looking for happy, happy, joy, joy, go watch a cat video or something like that. We got to talk about real business here right now because that's what you want to do. Let's go. We're going to start with inflation, but trust me, there's a lot more we need to talk about, and it just gets worse and worse. And I'll remind you, these are facts about what's going on right now on the ground. Places like your basement, my basement, things are not looking good in the United States of America. Inflation numbers yesterday, oh my God, only a 40-year high in inflation. We won't go into it any deeper. It's just horrible. You know what it's like to go to the grocery store, gas station, anywhere you go. Prices are crazy. Now, that makes sense because we keep getting this article recycled every other week that tells us that half of the United States citizens making over $100,000 per year are living paycheck to paycheck. Can you believe that? People that are making $100,000 per year. Remember when that used to be like a rich person? Well, now half of those people, and maybe that's you, maybe it's somebody you know, are living paycheck to paycheck. That means that if like an unexpected medical expense or repair bill comes up, they don't have the money to pay it, and it's real scary, and it makes sense because the next data point, the next fact that we'll look at is that the savings rate in the United States is extremely low. People have been using their savings as one source to subsidize all these higher prices that we're getting. I mean, it's incredible. The Americans are just burning through their savings just to provide the basic necessities we need to survive. Bad idea. If you are one of the Americans who's also using your credit card to subsidize your lifestyle at this point, you need to knock that off right now. Credit card debt is at a record high in the country, $1.2 trillion. So as Americans are draining their savings, they're also piling up debt on their credit cards just to subsidize their lifestyle. Is that you? It's not me, and hopefully won't be in the future, but I'm like anybody else. If I get desperate enough, that's what we do, right? It's very, very scary, especially if you consider the fact that the interest rates on these record levels of credit card debt balances, the interest rates are, that's right, guys, going through the roof. Things are not looking good. And the lie detector lights are flashing everywhere this morning because we got news that retail sales were great. They actually went up. BS. Retail sales are measured on a nominal basis. That means just a pure dollar basis. So yeah, maybe by a fraction, the total dollar spent on retail sales went up. But if you factor in inflation, if you look at the real numbers, the real volume, retail sales would have been down anywhere from 10 to 17%. And somebody made a funny on Twitter about these retail sales. He said, these are the best retail sales numbers that record credit card debt can buy. Now just think about what's happening right now to us average Americans, right? The 100K a year American family. Their savings are being depleted. Their credit cards are being run up, while all at the same time prices continue to go forward. I mean, it doesn't take a stretch to see that further down the track, and maybe not too further down the track, we could be heading into some very troubled waters. And don't you worry, I've got more bad news, but I wanted to tell you I'm glad you are here with me right now. If you enjoy diving a little deeper into these subjects, learning a little more, reading between the lines, seeing the forest through the trees, you have found a new home. If you enjoy my content, you can subscribe right here. Please give the video a thumbs up. Turn on the bell notification. That way, you'll get notified every time I put out a new video, and leave a comment in the comment section below. That is so key that we learn about you and you can give back. We can learn from you. Now, Bank of America had some great news yesterday. They said that by the first quarter of 2023, the United States economy, right, and all these people that don't have any money, the U.S. economy is going to be shedding, losing, firing, getting rid of 175,000 jobs per month. So it's no big surprise when we look at all this great economic news we have here in the United States of America that we hear trans-Pacific, I guess that's across the Pacific, maybe from China and Asia to the U.S.A., trans-Pacific shipping rates have collapsed 75%. Now, I don't know how that directly relates to volume, but what that tells me is there's not a huge demand to ship items from Asia to the United States of America, and it all makes sense. Boy, it feels like we are headed in the wrong direction. So are gold and silver going to protect us from all this calamity that appears to be unfolding right before our very eyes? It's supposed to, right? Well, think about this. It has protected us as well as the general stock market, real estate, and other investment options. Bitcoin, whatever you want to look at. Gold and silver have relatively outperformed most of the assets. However, here's where it gets interesting. If we full-fledged move into a stagflationary environment, a stagnant economy, a recessionary economy, where we also still have inflation because the Fed can't control the supply side of the inflation equation, gold and silver could absolutely take off like it did in the 70s, like it did in the 80s. It's a great environment for the price of precious metals. The problem is, as we know, and we're going to repeat it because it's fun to hear and it bears repeating for us, right? That only 0.5%, that's 1 in 200 people, have money in silver, gold, or related investments, mining companies, however you want to slice it or dice it. That's 1 in 200. If just another 1 out of the 200 people decide to join us and it goes to 1%, that would double the amount of money in the sector. We can do math. If it goes above 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%, things could be exponentially good for us investors in gold, silver, and the precious metal mining stocks. Now, I don't have a crystal ball, right? You're looking at it. This is the best I have. But when I walk down the path with you and we shine the light around and we look at what's going on, to me, I still feel comfortable with my investments in precious metals, and primarily where I'm invested, the precious metal mining stocks. We'll see how it plays out. You know I'll be here for you every day. Be well.